from them leaving to getting back home. But we're also going at an appropriate amount of time where they're going to be out of a sleep schedule in between to make sure they're rested up and ready to go for the actual splashdown itself and all of those recovery operations. Dragon's going to change quite a bit over the course of this reentry. As we said, it's made up of both the capsule and the trunk right now. It weighs in at a little over 27,000 pounds, and that trunk is jettisoned. It'll go all the way about 21,000 pounds. And again, during the heat of reentry, it's going to build up on the capsule. It's going to build up a plasma that'll give us that communications blackout. It's also going to heat up the capsule to about 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit during that reentry.
Yeah, which interestingly enough, the interior of the cabin will actually remain quite comfortable. There are a number of systems in place to make sure that Bob and Doug won't be heating up along with the exterior of the capsule. They're expected to, I think the internal capsule temperature is supposed to stay around 85 degrees Fahrenheit maximum, but there will be cold air flushing throughout the cabin and throughout Bob and Doug's suits throughout the re-entry phase. So they really won't be breaking too much of a sweat during that re-entry period. Also something to note, the exterior of the capsule, as you may, if you followed along with our Demo 1 recovery, will, due to those extreme temperatures, we're basically in the last couple of hours of seeing Dragon in its pristine white condition. After that re-entry, it will come back with a lot of that space dust, essentially. We'll see a lot of the charring on the external sides of the capsule to the thermal protective systems that are basically built to insulate the Dragon capsule and make sure that everything stays safe during that very heated re-entry period.
Yeah, it's going to be very dynamic for them. It's going to be a new experience. I mean, they're experienced astronauts, but this is their first time coming home in a capsule. Both had previously flown on space shuttle missions, so they were used to kind of the glide down of the space shuttle onto a runway. This is going to be their first time landing in a capsule, and this is going to be the first time we've splashed down a capsule with American astronauts in over 45 years. The final Apollo mission, Apollo-Soyuz, making that splashdown back in 1975. So another historical milestone here with this mission that we're going to be taking today. Once they actually splash down in the water, though, we have a combined SpaceX and NASA team that's going to be standing by to recover them. There will be a little over 40 people on Go Navigator, and it's a mix of SpaceX personnel who are there to safe the capsule, get it rigged up to get lifted out of the water and onto the boat, and also some medical personnel along with the NASA contingent, where both Bob and Doug's flight surgeons are with the contingent on the boat there. They are responsible for their medical care before flight, during flight, and after. And so they'll be there just to help them out of the capsule and do their initial medical check right there on the boat before they make their way back to shore.
Yeah. So earlier in the week, Bob and Doug did a couple of interviews from while they were still on station. And one of the questions asked to them was, are you nervous about returning? And they said, no, we've rehearsed this with the team many, many times, both digitally as well as in person with the recovery team, actually practicing the egress operations from the capsule. So coincidentally, they said they're